information down to you. I'm going to ask Mr. Little to explain how the Silver Sneakers payments fit into our, I guess it's our annual revenue for the overall budget, and what is the
Well, as council knows, and as most residents know,
Thank you.
that when you become a senior citizen, through your health care insurance, if you go to a participating health club, spa, whatever the case might be, that club can get a certain amount of money for you participating. It's a wellness program. It's just not exercising. It's an overall comprehensive wellness, and the participant gets money for that, which we do. And our program at a senior citizen facility, obviously, does very well there, and it keeps increasing and increasing. And the amount of money we have budgeted for that this year, I believe, is about $30,000, but we will exceed that probably this month. And
we've already exceeded it.
we've already exceeded it, okay. And Mr. Wilson, I believe, has a proposal for council to make some plans with the additional money that we will take in between now and December the 31st, and I'll leave it up to you.
Now, how are those funds designated as far as the general budget goes?
They go into a line item in the general fund.
Okay, and I understand they're supposed to come back to the Senior Citizen Council?
Well, it goes into the general fund,
Is it under the senior center?
but I'm not sure if it goes back to the senior
At
citizens.
some
Is it a revenue
point,
line in the
It's a revenue line in
senior
the
center?
general fund.
Ms. Rock, so it's.
Yes, it's a revenue
Yeah,
line.
in the senior.
Yeah, in other words, that's just.
It's a revenue to the municipality.
No,
Right, it comes to the
Senior center.
municipality,
Oh,
right.
it comes to
No,
mid-
Right.
it comes to the municipality,
Oh,
senior.
okay. Is it 7,100 for
Sneakers
the
does.
senior center?
Yes.
right. Well, here's the whole deal. I'm going to read this to you, and as the council representative for the Senior Citizens Council, I'm looking forward to 2020 in order to begin a project to secure the main entrance to the senior center. As of the end of June 2019, the senior center has received from Silver Sneakers participation a payment of $5,034. The payment represents the usage for all senior Silver Sneaker members during the month of May. I'm sorry, that should be changed to June now. These numbers have been updated. Okay, the total payment for the first 6 months of 2019 is $31,550. The total for received budget for 2019 was projected to be $30,000. I am requesting that council will release funds of $20,000 in order that the senior center may work on getting plans together to complete a new and more secure entrance to the center. Based on the tragedies of this last couple of weeks, I'm recommending that the center start planning this very important project. The funding will be for the architects to make plans and to begin the new construction early in the senior center in 2020. We will also be planning for the municipal building as well as Public Works building. The safety of all staff employees of the municipality and members and staff of the senior facility. Council should look forward to making our municipal buildings safe, secure for all whom are doing business with the municipality on a daily basis. Thank you for your thoughts on this report. Sincerely, Tom Wilson. So I'm requesting $20,000 so we can get started with the architect in order to move forward in 2020.
And that's to come out of the 7,100 line item, which is the senior center revenue.
No, it won't come out of revenue. It'll come out of expenditures in the 7,100.
But the Silver Sneakers funding that Mr. Wilson
Correct.
described does go into
Separate.
the revenue
Right.
portion of that
It'll
same line
offset
item.
those expenditures.
Okay, so, okay.
Yeah.
And at this point in time, we're averaging, as you can see, about $5,000 a month. And originally, it was budgeted for $30,000 and for the annual budget. However, we've exceeded that already with the first 6 months. So if we can continue to receive approximately between $4,000 and $5,000, we're going to look at another 24 to 25, maybe even $30,000 by the end of the year. But if we get started with the architects, in order to present the architect's design to a builder, this way we'll be able to start working on the senior center's entrance, secure entrance, because I don't know if you know it, but we, as seniors, and I as a senior, we don't move as fast as we used to. So there's
Yeah, I agree. Speak for yourself, Tom.
And it's completely open. I mean, it's so unsecure, it's terrible. We have 2 employees that are right there in the front of the building that we need to move those offices to the back of the building or away from the main entrance, because usually when the shooter comes in, they're the first 2 to go.
Well, that's me and you, Sharon.
Tom, I have a question. If this is just for the architect, what if for some reason the actual money needed for the structure didn't make it into next year's budget?
That'd be a capital improvement.
It'll go into the
That'd be a capital
improvement
improvement expense, not a general fund, not a budget expense.
Okay, do you have any idea, do we have any idea what that's going to?
I think that's what Mr. Wilson's proposing.
My question
Get
would
the
be, who
idea.
found the architect for $25,000? Is that put out for bid, or is that just,
Well,
It was the
I
firm
guess-
that did the-
No, we're going to have to put out for bid. I mean, the center will have to put it out for bid, yes.
The construction will have to be put out,
Right.
the architect is a professional service. It does
Correct.
not
Oh,
need-
okay.
It does not need put out the bid.
And I believe they were the ones that did the last edition there.
yeah, I was
We'll
just
be doing
curious.
this as a group proposal for all the
Well,
buildings.
another quick question that I've had along, because we had a discussion also improve, up, 2 things. First of all, Tim, didn't we not have, we had a state police and their folks did a security assessment on our municipal buildings. It included the senior center.
I don't know,
Okay.
I was with them here in the Public Works, and I left after that because I had another appointment. I don't know if they went down to the Senior Citizen Center.
They did not.
They
They did not.
Okay, all right.
Okay. So need to square all the way. But our point was, I think the outcome of that assessment was, we looked at a total, approach to all of our municipal facilities. And you think that's some of the outcome of that?
Well, we haven't received the report yet
Okay.
on that.
Right, so I think, to Tom's point, improving our security for the facilities, terrific idea. It's not a problem. I think we need to coordinate them all together as we move towards, it's budget season
Well,
again, as we move
I
forward with.
understand what you're saying, but if we have an opportunity to move forward now with the planning of the secure entrance to the senior center,
Should do.
by going to the architect and having the architect,
I have a couple of concerns on that, when we talked about the other systems that we talked about for improving for here, and not to be,
what, I don't know.
Is that Tom Shannon?
What was that?
You have to quit whistling.
Nobody moved.
sorry,
I don't know what the
Laura,
big
did
deal
you do that with your phone?
Not a big deal, Tom. I think what he's trying to say is let's take
The
a
PA
look at
system
this.
went out.
Well,
all the
wait a minute,
buildings.
Wait a minute. We're proposing this to go forward to work on a plan to make this happen in 2020. Now, I don't know if anybody else is working on a plan for the secure of the municipal building or the Public
Well,
Works?
I believe we did. We had that conversation based upon the results of the security assessment.
Well, we don't have that.
I understand.
It's not in
new
yet.
for us, but my
Right.
point is, Tom,
Right,
is
and
that
they haven't gone to the senior center to,
we'll look through that
Sure.
piece, that we need to ensure that that's included. My concern would be is that a system would be in place that's not consistent with the rest of the.
what do you mean
the
not
rest-
consistent? It
So,
doesn't
for
have to be
example,
consistent.
not to be too specific with it, you know. the
It
public-
doesn't have to be consistent.
No, I'm afraid
Why
it does. I agree.
No, it doesn't. Why does it have to be
No,
consistent?
it has to be consistent with it in two areas. One, we spoke about the discussions on video surveillance across
Why
the
does it have to be
municipality.
consistent? I
It
don't
has to be able to
understand
be
that.
the same, it's like putting two different keys in the lock.
It's what?
Or it's, this is an oversimplification, but it'd be like having two different keys for the same lock. Okay, that's not the case. We discussed in
Hey,
executive
what does that
session,
mean? I
we
don't
discussed in
understand what that
executive
means.
session, the idea of a number of different ways
So
to
you're
do things.
turning it down for the senior center.
I'm not turning anything down. I said, let me back up again, okay?
Yes,
One,
what?
first of all, it's terrific. The first point that you brought here is great, that there's increased revenue. That is terrific, okay, to do that. So it's not an issue to put that together. My point is coordinating with the other plans that we have for the rest of the buildings in the municipality. That's all.
Each one is completely different.
No, they won't be.
This
That's the
building is
discussion.
completely
No,
different
sir.
from the senior.
No, sir. The
And
control.
these two buildings are completely different
No,
from
sir.
Public Works.
No, sir. We
do
talked,
we-
No, sir.
we specifically discussed improving, we teased Steve about how there's VHS tapes, from the program that's over at the Public Works. We can't see the rest of that information. Upgrading our surveillance in and around this facility, which includes access, digital access, key card access, as well as video surveillance,
The-
so that we
the
can
senior center
effectively.
is already put in, and they pay for it. The senior council
Understood.
has paid for everything that they put into that building.
Sure. Terrific.
And this will be paid for by the Silver Snake.
No question about it. It's fantastic that that happens. It's no burden on the municipality. However, they need to be coordinated so that we, meaning Monroeville, whether it's on the security side, law enforcement, EMS, or whatever, can act with the rest of those systems. So your concern here in this document was, you brought up the tragedies in Dayton and in Texas.
The what?
The tragedies that happened in Dayton, Texas, the idea of active shooter. The coordinated response to that, okay, is even faster because we have our own dispatch center to do that and communications for that. Those
you know what
programs,
happens
all of
in
the
5 minutes?
panic, everything from panic alarms, which we discussed here earlier for our staff
30
upstairs.
seconds, they killed 20 people.
I understand, Tom.
Gentlemen,
doesn't
if I
matter, that
could real
part of
quick,
it.
if I could
But our-
interject real quick here.
But,
Mr.
well,
if I could
I'll finish that one second, Mayor, and that is my last point is this, okay? It is a terrific idea to increase that. So please don't say or even imply that it's not a great idea or that I'm not supporting it. Increase the security, it's fantastic. Let's coordinate the activities with the rest of the activities we talked about for the rest of the municipality in all of our facilities.
So we should wait. I mean, we have an opportunity to act now.
No, we don't.
Well, if I could make a suggestion, Mr. Little, so the assessment that was made, that was mentioned earlier, they did not cover the senior center building?
Apparently not. I mean, Paul.
No,
They cover the library,
No, they covered the municipal building and a public works
Public works.
facility.
just the municipal
They were
building?
supposed to come back to do the library and the senior center, but they have not yet.
Do we have a date on that?
No, we do not.
Well,
Can
they
you
haven't
try to
even-
find out, Tim?
Well, I have asked
Reported
Chief
back.
Cole. He said he was, last I talked to Chief Cole about it, about a week, 10 days ago, he said he was going to contact the consultant that come in and did the assessment. I haven't heard anything yet.
Can you follow up? then?
Sure.
Make it-
Yeah, Doug's on
Please.
vacation, though.
Please, make sure that we follow up on it.
Yeah, and I
Sounds
believe-
Sounds
and this-
like you're making it tougher than it should be. That's what it sounds like to me.
I've been to
I would
these.
disagree.
And I've been to
Okay.
these, the senior council meetings as well, where this has been brought up. And this is not only just for security, there's also other reasons why they're changing the entrance. It's more about membership scanning, so then that way they can actually generate more revenue with the Silver Sneakers program, because people aren't, a fair amount of people are scanning their cards, and it shows with the revenue that they're making, but there are a lot of people that don't scan their cards.
there's like
So this would
90%,
also
yeah.
generate more revenue as far as that goes. And that money is generated by the seniors that are supporting the center, and to Tom's point, I think.
All I'm
it should
asking
stay
is, give
in
them
their
their money
card.
back so they can do this. That's all I'm asking.
And I'm agreeing with Eric. I think we should do
Right.
it consistently. May I speak?
No, because you're way out of line.
Well, that's
Mr.
your
Wil- give him a
opinion.
give him a
Tom.
minute, Mr.
I don't
Wilson.
agree with you. I
No,
agree
you're out
with
of
Eric.
line.
Well, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I have
who do
every
you-
right to talk.
Who do you think you are?
I'm a councilman like you.
Yeah, but you're going down the wrong road.
In your opinion, I agree.
Yeah.
Mr.
In your
Wilson,
opinion.
Mr. Wilson, you've made your point very firmly, and I think everybody
clearly.
understands it, which is great. Mr. Arsengo, do you have anything else you want to comment on?
Just wanted to say, I agree with Eric. We should be consistent for all the reasons he just stated. I don't want to go over it all. He is one of the experts in security. He does it on a national and international level.
You're full of shit.
No, I'm not, Tom.
Counsel, is it fair enough to say that some of
You're
the...
full of shit.
Gentlemen, please, gentlemen.
Sorry, folks, I apologize.
I'd like to do all the buildings at once.
Could we, there's not some, if we could maybe bring this up at next month's meeting? Let's
Could we- could
fur-
we-
Further
Can
discussion.
we
Yeah,
find, wait,
Get an
can
update on
We-
where...
we
we
need
get an
also to
update
follow-
on the
let's
get an
other
update on
consultants
We need-
going to
that's-
those
that's
buildings
right.
before we can do anything?
Make a motion to adjourn.